me, what are the main things you understood from the last two classes? We will discuss certain specifics today, but I want you to say what are the main points you understood. What are the things that you learned? Things that you feel, I have not thought like that before, but now I think so, like that. I have not thought before. Not thought before, but now I think so. So what are the things that you can say under that category?
Sir, before the classes, I had used sex and gender interchangeably. I did not know the difference.
Okay. Sex and gender interchangeable. Okay.
And I have learned that there are various biological factors. I mean,
Okay.
I have learned how they are different.
Okay.
And in the last class, why marriage came into existence.
Why marriage, sex and gender differences is one. And next, why marriage came into existence. Origins. Okay. Origins of marriage. Okay. What do you think is the origin of the marriage? Can you give one point?
So across different species, whenever the female is not able to survive on her own when she's taking care of her offsprings, she is depending upon the male.
So what is that in one phrase? What is that called?
Patriarchy.
No, patriarchy refers to domination. What is that particular issue of?
Postpartum feeding.
Exactly. Postpartum feeding problem. Okay, postpartum feeding problem as the origin. Postpartum feeding problem. Okay, postpartum feeding problem as the origin. That seems to be the reason why how marriage evolved. Postpartum feeding problem. Okay. Next. So this is one. That's the second point. First point, second point. Okay. Next.
And societies are different across the world, and even within a country, different societies are different. And sometimes, predominantly, it is patriarchal, but sometimes there are matrilineal societies. But even then, they are also patriarchal.
Okay. So patriarchy is there, but within that there is diversity. Patriarchy is there, but within that there is diversity. Differences in terms of extent of patriarchy. Okay. Yes, patriarchy is there, and within that there is
difference between matriarchy and matrilineal systems.
Differences between matriarchy and matrilineal. Okay. Matriarchy refers to power, and matrilineal refers to
lineage.
Lineage. We'll discuss what lineage is about. Okay. Hmm.
And in sociology, it is formed by different theories across different countries. It's about perspectives, and these perspectives are applied and are customized as per the country and the society.
Okay. Okay. Nature of sociology. It's about sociology is about perspectives, and these perspectives are applied across cultures and modified. Wow, it's very good. Socio is about perspectives and modified. Okay, it's about perspectives and modified.
And
Hmm.
various phenomena keep changing with
Ah.
changing technology,
Ah.
modernization, feminism, and other
Okay.
aspects, social aspects.
So technology and other things change woman's status.
Yes.
Technology, polity, economy change woman's status.
So sociology studies the present society,
Hmm.
and it uses the knowledge of the previous societies and the evolution
Hmm.
um, of various aspects.
Hmm.
How the current society is shaped by the previous phenomena and how it is changing currently.
Hmm. It's about change. Okay. That is good, Deepika. Hmm. Vishal, you want to add something?
Well, apart from what Deepika said,
Hmm.
um, we got to know the difference between, I mean, the relation between a mother and a child, like it's biological, psychological, and everything.
Okay.
Whereas culture, a father is a culture,
Okay.
but that got evolved, and now a family is something which is more than a culture.
Okay. Mother biology, father coming from culture. Okay. Cultural rule that is leading to fatherhood. Wow.
And
Hmm. Hmm.
um, yes, actually, Deepika covered a lot.
Hmm? We covered a
Deepika
lot,
covered a lot.
but we did only 2 classes. Hmm. Actually, we covered things which are very insightful, very crucial. There are so many facts we didn't discuss because the facts are done in detail in the book. We discuss things which are unusual and insightful so that you will feel confident about the issue. Haram, you want to say something? You want to add to what they said?
Yeah. So the main point, the dependency of women on men has led to this patriarchy and hierarchy. And this dependency is a result of the political and economic system in a society.
Okay. You mean to say man's dependency led to
No, no, women's
woman's
dependency.
dependency. Woman's dependency on man led to patriarchy.
Hmm.
And this
And like,
dependency is a function of various
yes,
systems.
yeah.
This dependency is a function of various systems, political system, economic system. Hmm.
So besides political and economic systems, what are the other systems that we can talk of?
Technology and religion. Hmm. We'll be adding more and more systems, but they're all about polity, economy, religion, technology, that's all. Social, caste, class. Okay. So uh, these things contribute to patriarchy. Okay. And the reason for patriarchy being universal is deeply biologically rooted. Dependence is biologically rooted. Okay. Very good. It's a good summary of the two classes. Okay. Today we are going to discuss certain diagrams, and when we are discussing diagrams, we will discuss various other issues. So let us start with some simple things. See, these are the symbols. Man, marriage, is this clear? This is what nuclear family is. This is sibling bond. This is parent to children. And this is marriage. That is a nuclear family.
Sir, the diagram is not clear. Sunlight is falling on the board.
Not sunlight. I don't know which light. I'll just find. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Oh.
Sir, in this diagram, how do we show the difference between the relationship of the female with the children and the man with the children? Because for
There
the
is
female,
no,
it is more biological.
there is nothing to show like that. There is nothing to show like that. It's all the same. Okay. Now, so this is marriage. Now, different societies, different kinds of marriages exist. For example, some societies allow polygyny. 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 Polygyny means man marrying more than one woman. Draw the diagram. Man marrying more than one woman. Draw man marrying two women and having different children. Man marrying two women and having different children. It's like this. Man marrying two women.
Sir, aren't they both connected, like those siblings within each other?
No, there is no connection. There is nothing to show the connection. It is from parental bond, certainly like this. That's all.
And the other one, like the left one and the right one aren't connected to each other. The
There is
left
nothing
side,
to show connection between these two. It is like that. It is like two nuclear families. Okay. So this is called polygyny. Man marrying more than one woman. And it is found polygyny exists when there is imbalanced sex ratio. sex ratio in favor of women. Sorry, in favor of men. In favor of women. Sex ratio in favor of women. When will this sex ratio in favor of women exist in a society? Maybe when the society is in a war, because men take part in war, some of them got killed. So that leads to imbalanced sex ratio. Fewer men and more women. That is one. So, war. And sometimes there can be cultural rule that says marriageable age for man is higher. Marriageable age for man is higher, which means man should be much higher, older to get married. So if higher age for man is prescribed, then obviously there would be fewer men in the society. So a cultural rule also can lead to imbalanced sex ratio. But that imbalanced sex ratio is not just in numbers, but in terms of eligible bachelors. Okay. So when there are fewer men eligible because of war or because of the cultural rule, then that society may have something like polygyny. Okay. So that is how certain cultural factors influence polygyny. Okay. Now draw the diagram of polyandry. Polyandry is where woman marries more than two men. Woman marries more than two men. Okay. Draw a diagram. Like this. Woman marrying more than two. Okay.
So more than one or more than two?
More than one is polyandry. More than one is polyandry. Okay. If it is only one, this is called monogamy. Monogamy. Whereas all these variations are polygamy. Polygyny and polyandry come under polygamy. Polygyny and polyandry come under polygamy. This is polyandry. Okay. Now tell me, in a polygyny, who will have power? I mean, does it alter power balance between man and woman in a polygyny? What is polygyny? Polygyny is like this. Okay, let us look at like this. Polygyny is this, whereas polyandry is this. Okay. Can you say anything about power in polygyny as well as polyandry? And monogamy is this. Monogamy.
In polygyny, there are more number of women than the man. So the
Okay,
man is given more importance and the power lies with him.
that is true.
The opposite
So,
for
so in polygyny, man has more power. In fact, man may think he is collecting females. Female contributes to certain resources and work, and man marrying a woman means adding some additional worker. Okay, ability to manage more resources. Okay, so that is called polygyny. In polygyny, man has power. So do you think between monogamy and polygyny, man's power will increase from monogamy to polygyny? Monogamy is this and polygyny is this, isn't it?
Yes.
You can assume. But now, so that having understood, what can you guess about polyandry? Polyandry, a woman is marrying two men or more than two women. Does this contribute to woman's power? When man is marrying more than one woman is polygyny and it is a reflection of man's power. If woman is marrying more than one man, does it mean it is a reflection of woman's power? In a polygyny, man is collecting females, but in a polyandry, is woman collecting males? Is female collecting males?
Sir, or is it like two males competing for a woman?
Two men competing for woman. Okay. To be able to answer this question, you need to know how polyandry works. The way it works is, the way polygyny works is different from the way polyandry works. In polygyny, man is staying in his own home, marrying woman and woman coming to stay with him. Okay. So when woman is coming to stay with her husband, that is called patrilocal. Locality refers to where a person is staying after the marriage. If woman is staying with her husband, it is called patrilocal. Okay. Locality is about location, where they stay. So in polygyny, woman comes to stay with her husband. So man's power is high. But in polyandry, it is not that the woman is staying in her house and bringing men to her house, not like that. What usually happens is that brothers are staying in one house. All these brothers bring to them one common wife. So brothers bring one woman as a common wife. And sometimes there may not be brothers, but clan brothers. Not brothers of the same parents, but clan brothers. So men bring woman. So when men bringing woman is not the same thing as like polygyny, which means in polyandry also man's power is much, much more than woman. So polygyny and polyandry are not mirror images. In polyandry, brothers are marrying, bringing one woman, and definitely she won't have power because it is men's home. Pandavas is a case of polyandry. Okay. Why do they do it? They do it when they want to avoid fragmentation of land. Fragmentation of land they want to avoid. And tell me, what happens to population growth compared to monogamy versus polyandry and polygyny you can think of? Which will contribute to maximum population growth? Monogamy or polygyny or polyandry?
Polygyny.
Polygyny. Okay. More women and children work. That is more population. Here, fewer women. You can ask, how can there be fewer women in a society? In some societies, practice female infanticide. For example, Todas have polyandry. They used to practice female infanticide. So female infanticide will reduce the number of women.
Correct.
Brothers marry a woman. And also, when brothers marry a woman, they are not going to divide their property. So it prevents fragmentation of property, be it land or like that. So they live together. They live together. So population is reduced and fragmentation of property is avoided in polyandry. Fragmentation of property is avoided in polyandry. Okay. So this is what polyandry is. So what I want you to know is that polygyny and polyandry are not mirror images. Why are they not mirror images? Because both of them are patrilocal. Both of them are patrilocal. Patrilocality refers to residence, where the couple stays after the marriage. Another concept is patrilineal. Patrilineal refers to property transmission. Name, whose name child will pick up, to whose group child will belong. Our society, for example, Hindu societies are patrilocal, patrilineal, and also patriarchal. So patriarchy refers to power, patrilineality refers to lineage, patrilocality refers to residence rule. Okay. Polygyny, polyandry, they're all patrilocal, patrilineal, patriarchal. All. Okay. So where polygyny is allowed, it is patrilocal, patrilineal, patriarchal. Polyandry is allowed, patrilocal, patrilineal, patriarchal. Okay. So polygyny and polyandry are not mirror images, but both come under what is called polygamy as opposed to monogamy.
Sir, you mentioned Indian society is patrilineal, but there might be exceptions where there are only daughters in the family, or even
what in advanced societies?
You said Indian society is patrilocal,
Exactly.
patrilineal, but there might be exceptions
Yes,
for the patrilineal aspect.
that is true. That is why there is nothing like one Indian society. That is why people say society in India. Society in India is a better word. Society in India means that there are societies in India rather than Indian society. Indian society also is used, but more accurate usage is society in India. That is, what is the kind of society in India? Because India consists of multiple societies. India consists of multiple societies. Okay. What is a society? Society is a group of people following same culture. So that is a link between society and culture. A group of people following the same culture. Okay. Society refers to group or population. Culture refers to way of life. Okay. So that is about society and culture. Okay. That is about society and culture. Next, there are what are called preferential marriages. Preferential marriages. Preferential marriages refer to whom one should prefer, one is expected to prefer, take as a mate. So what is, whom is supposed to marry? Whom? Whom? Is preferential marriage. Okay. This is about expected to marry, but there is one rule which prohibits marriage and between two people, and that is universal. That is called incest taboo. Incest taboo. Incest taboo is the first thing. Let us discuss after that preferential marriages. Okay, let us first discuss incest taboo. Incest taboo refers to prohibition of sex or marriage between, like this, between these two, brother and sister. This is second, this third. 1, 2, 3. Sex or marriage in these three relationships is prohibited universally or almost universally. Because there are indeed some exceptions to this. Okay. Sex or marriage between these three. Universal. And another universal thing about prohibition is that outside nuclear family, some others also are prohibited. That's what incest taboo is. So that is nuclear family plus extended outside nuclear family. This is what incest taboo is. It is prohibited within the nuclear family, NF, and then extended beyond nuclear family. Can you tell me what kind of, which relatives are prohibited from marrying within South Indian Hindu community? Sex or marriage between them will be considered incestuous, but outside the nuclear family.
Cousins.
Is my question clear? Is my question clear?
Parallel cousins.
Parallel cousins. Okay. Can you tell me who is a parallel cousin?
Like my cousin from my dad's brother's son or daughter.
Exactly. Dad's brother's son or daughter is parallel cousin. So parallel refers to like this. Parallel cousin. Parallel is two brothers. Parallel. Two brothers can constitute a parallel relationship. Or this also is parallel. This also is parallel. So between brothers is parallel. Between sisters, it is parallel. Parallel means same. Brother, brother, sister, sister. Among South Indian Hindus, a boy is not supposed to marry his father's brother's daughter. Father's brother's daughter. Parallel cousin. In the same way, he is not supposed to marry, he cannot marry mother's sister's daughter. Mother's sister's daughter. So these are called parallel. Parallel cousins. Okay. On the other hand, instead of brothers and sisters, if you take like this, father's sister's daughter, then this is called cross cousin. Father sister's daughter. Or mother's brother's daughter. This is also cross cousin. Father's sister's daughter or mother's brother's daughter. Cross means different sex. Okay. Now coming to South India, incest refers to within the nuclear family plus parallel cousins. Within the nuclear family plus parallel cousins. So incest often is extended to beyond the nuclear family. Okay. But do you know there is one religious group where parallel cousins are allowed to marry? Muslims. Muslims. But is marriage within the nuclear family allowed? No. So which means marriage within the nuclear family is almost universal, but extension is cultural. Extension is cultural. And take North India. In North India, in South India, parallel cousin cannot marry. But how about cross cousin in South India? In South India, can a boy marry his father's sister's daughter? Very much. In fact, this is a preferential marriage. And mother's brother's daughter, same thing. So in South India, cross cousin is a preferential marriage and parallel cousin is incestuous. Whereas among Muslims, parallel cousin is not incestuous. Whereas in North India, parallel cousin or cross cousin, it will be incestuous. Which means the extension of incest beyond nuclear family is a cultural phenomenon. Incest taboo within the nuclear family is nearly universal, but outside the nuclear family, the extension is a cultural phenomenon. Now, I want you, as a part of giving you practice on diagrams, write a diagram showing cross cousin marriage as a preferential marriage. Boy's father's sister's daughter. Is it? This is a cross cousin marriage. boy's father, sister's daughter. Cross cousin. Okay. Or boy's mother's brother's daughter. Cross cousin. So boy's father's cross cousin, mother's brother's cross cousin. Okay. So this is cross cousin marriages.
Can we show them together? Like,
Diagrams both.
yeah, both the diagrams. Can we show that?
How?
I mean, you can connect the father with the mother and then find the remaining part.
Connect father with mother where? Who?
Firstly connect father with mother, then the
No.
mother with.
Are you able to draw on Padlet? Maybe you are not familiar. You can show
Yeah,
it to me if you.
okay.
You can try at home. Just be familiar with Padlet. Then you can draw. So you can't connect. So anyway, let me ask you one question. So this is called, let me introduce new words. This is called Patricross cousin. Father's sister's daughter is Patricross cousin. Whereas this is called Matricross cousin. Patricross cousin and Matricross cousin. Okay. Now let me ask you, boy is marrying his Patricross. Okay. Now let me ask you, please follow the question.
So, can you repeat that? Patri and matri cross?
Patricross means father's sister's daughter. Patricross. Patri starts with father. Cross means opposite sex. Patri is father, cross means opposite sex. Matri is mother, cross means opposite sex. So Patricross.
Okay, but
Matricross.
is it related to what the father has, boy or a girl?
Is it related to?
For example, in first case, the father has a son.
Father
So
has a son.
if he has a daughter and the
Okay, you mean maybe this is what Sunil was asking. Okay. Okay. Let us combine them. That's fine. Thank you. I think that's what he was saying. It's like this. Okay. That's it. This boy can marry father's sister's daughter or mother's brother's daughter. That is what you are saying, right?
Or
and
maybe
if
they have brother and sisters both marrying opposite sex from cross cousin.
Whatever.
Matri and patri.
But this includes both patri matri.
the husband wife has two children, then
Husband?
wife has two children, one male and one female.
No, we're just saying whom a boy can marry. That's all. We're just expressing the rule.
With reference to boy.
Yes.
Okay.
I am asking, okay, that is with reference to boy, but I am asking if patri from boy side, is it not matri from girl side? For example, boy, father's sister's daughter. But what is sister? What is this girl? This girl's mother's brother's son. So my point is, I mean, one usual question is, what is patri to boy? Is it not matri to girl? What is patri to boy means father, sister's daughter. To matri, to girl, it is mother's brother's son. Okay. So what is patri to boy is matri to girl. What is
Yes.
matri to boy is patri to girl. It's like this. But by notation or by convention, these are named from male ego point of view. Male ego. So this is only Patricross and not Matricross. All the naming takes place from male ego point of view. So whether it is patri or matri is named from boy's point of view, not from girl's point of view. So Patricross cousin is allowed to marry means girl's matri is allowed. It is like that. Matri is allowed means boy's patri is allowed. But anthropologists or sociologists describe marriage from boy's point of view. Okay. So some societies allow matricross, some societies allow patricross, some societies allow both, and some societies don't allow at all. So we'll do them in detail when we discuss kinship map of India. What are the kinship rules in North India, kinship rules in South India, and how kinship rules change in the Central India. Okay, so there is a transition in terms of kinship rules, but otherwise this is what it is. Okay, so are you familiar with these diagrams? Now I'll give you a little more complicated diagram. There is one preferential secondary marriage. Preferential secondary marriage refers to, I'm giving you from diagram point of view, refers to, for example, one preferential secondary marriage is about woman marrying her dead sister's husband. Woman marrying her dead sister's husband. Can you draw a diagram of that? I am adding two more symbols to be able to draw this diagram in a more elegant way. Dead means this. Female dead is this, male dead is this. That's what death means. Okay. And marriage, there is one more symbol to denote marriage. It is this, also marriage. This is also marriage. Same thing, this side sibling, this side marriage. This is also marriage. This is death. Okay. Now tell me, a woman marrying her dead sister's husband. Okay. So two sisters. Okay. One sister died. So this woman marrying dead sister's husband. This is it. This is called sororate. Two sisters, sororate. Sisters.
Sir, can you repeat?
Sororate.
It's a system of marriage.
Yes, this is a system of marriage. A secondary preferential marriage. Preferential marriage among the secondary marriages. Secondary marriages mean second marriages. Okay. Now we'll wait for a minute and then see what does this mean actually. Well, I mean, why things like this are ever thought of, and why things like this ever happen? What does it mean? A woman marrying her own sister's husband because her sister died. So what does this represent? What does it suggest? And in many societies, this secondary preferential marriage is there. So what does it say about the society?
If the dead sister has any offsprings, the offspring should be better taken care of by her own sibling.
Better
So,
taken care of her. Okay. So let us look like this. Now, I mean, all these are the ways of getting more, knowing more about how family system works. So this is a husband's group. This is a husband's group. It's a wife group. So after marriage, because it is patrilineal, she goes to this side. She goes to this side. Okay. So she goes to this side and marries and the children. So this is one group, this is another group. And she died. So this group is sending her sister, almost a kind of replacement. So we sent one woman, but she didn't live long enough. And so we are sending another woman. Tell me, how does it look like? And often, when woman is sent from one group to this group, in simple societies, when woman moves from this group to this group gives some money, which is called bride wealth. Bride wealth is not like dowry. Okay. Woman moves in one direction, wealth moves in another direction. This is called bride wealth. Whereas in dowry, woman and money move in the same direction. If woman is moving in this direction and money also is moving, this is dowry. If woman and money are moving in opposite directions, then it's called bride wealth. And in certain simple societies, when bride wealth is difficult, labor is provided, which is called bride service. Instead of bride wealth, bride service is provided, labor. Boy may go and work for some time. Why is it like that? Because bride taking a group, woman going like this, bride taking group, because it is taking a woman, it is compensating with bride wealth or bride service. Woman is moving, so something is compensated. Bride wealth or bride service. So woman is moving in this direction, it is compensated. Okay.
but can bride service be from the other side also?
No, bride service is defined like this only.
But sometimes
Bride service is opposite to woman's movement. So now in a case like this, a woman moves, these people have paid and this woman died. Like they have paid for, but she didn't survive. So in her place, another woman is sent, her own sister. Okay. They may look like some exotic practices, but what they show is that the idea that a person is replaceable. One woman is sent, did not live long enough, and another woman, which means individuals can be replaced. And the idea that the individuals can be replaced comes when individualism is less important. In modern societies, individualism is very important. Marriage is based on love, individual feelings. And how can one sister replace another? It unthought of. Whereas in simpler societies, marriage in the first place is a group relationship. Marriage is a relationship across groups. That is the first point. And there is very little of individualism. There is very little of individualism, and the marriage is between groups. Okay. Marriage is between the groups. So what Sororate says is that replaceability, lack of individualism, and marriage as a group relationship. These things are important because this is how the institution of marriage is changing. Institution of marriage is changing from group relationship to individual relationship. Now we will ask, how can you feel, you don't have such feelings towards your sister's husband, and how can you be wife? Feelings like that, see, these are individual feelings. Earlier, such questions won't arise at all. So group to individualism is one. Is about favorite. And also marriage payments are involved. Bride price, bride service are payments. Dowry is a payment. Do you know when dowry comes into existence? Dowry is different in the sense that woman is moving in this direction and money also is moving in the same direction. How can a woman going and also taking money? It is found dowry takes place when woman's contribution to economy is less. Woman's contribution to economy is less. And also society is stratified. Stratified means rich poor differences, caste class, stratified. And also monogamy. Monogamy means man is not going to marry more than one. So he has to marry only one. And that woman is not going to contribute much. But living in an unequal society, that woman may want to get into an equal family or higher family. Equal family, but without giving her own contribution, which means she takes the wealth of her family to equal family or a richer family. So dowry also is a compensatory mechanism under different circumstances. So bride price was a compensatory mechanism in a more egalitarian circumstances. So simple societies have bride price, and complex societies where woman's contribution is less have dowry. Now tell me, given this understanding, what is happening to the dowry now? Increasing or decreasing, or why? Dowry is
Decreasing.
decreasing. Why is it so?
Societies are becoming more simple.
Societies are becoming more simple. How can you say that? Societies are simple, rich, poor differences are there in society. Women's contribution is increasing now. Okay. Don't you think that is one of the important reasons? Women are getting educated, they are earning, So woman is not going there simply to be a housewife. Women are earning, and when women are earning, when women's contribution to the economy, women's contribution to the family increases, on the whole, dowry comes to. That is one social change that is happening. But of course, dowry still exists because there are many cases of women not contributing. Okay. So these three: stratification, this contribute to dowry. Okay. So one thing that we notice is that in trying to understand the present, we go back to the past and then see how society is changing, and when society is changing, how certain elements of the society will be modified or some new elements will emerge. Okay. Okay, so that's about incest, preferential marriage, and marriage payments. Okay. One more thing is we'll take up this question before we'll discuss some institution.
Sir?
Take this question, please.
So,
Vishal,
like,
you want to ask something?
yes,
So,
like in the
and
ancient history.
Vishal.
So, in the ancient history, we have read that in the times of Harshavardhana, prior to that, after death of a brother, his younger brother marries his elder brother's wife. So even the
Same thing. That's called levirate. Brothers. Okay. Draw the diagram of brothers. A brother marrying dead brother's wife. A man marrying dead brother's wife. Draw the diagram.
What is it called, sir?
That's called levirate.
Okay.
Man marrying dead brother's wife. Okay. Draw the diagram. Man, these are brothers. One brother died. That's it. Please elaborate. Okay. So tell me, how do you explain this? A woman came to be taken care of by man, but that man died. So that man, what this man is supposed to do, his brother is doing. So it again shows replaceability, lack of individualism.
So it means it is not about a man or a woman, but about the institution of marriage, like the replacement.
And marriage as group relationship.
Okay, and a group relationship. So it has nothing to do about a man or a woman.
Exactly. Nothing specific to that particular person. Brother is no more, and so it is the group responsibility to take care of the woman. So one brother died and another brother takes care of it.
Sir, if there are no more brothers left after the...
Then that would be a different issue.
So will there be pressure on the group to bring in other cousin brothers or something?
Maybe. There may be. We don't know.
So in this case, there is no compensatory mechanism, right?
What is the compensatory mechanism? So it may have been like this. See, this woman is sent. Brother, one is sent.
In levirate society.
But just 1 second. This woman sent, brother died. So then there have been children. That is one. What may have happened? So they may have given bride price. Suppose in a simple society, bride price. If woman goes back, then they will have to repay the bride price. If woman goes back, then they'll have to repay the bride price. Okay, woman sent, and then the money paid. If woman goes back, then the bride. Even without the children. So children is one thing, and money, bride price is another thing. It depends upon how simple that society is. But all point out to marriage as a group relationship rather than individual relationship. So individualism and things like love emerged much later. Individualism and things like love as the basis of marriage, are part of the changes in the institution of marriage. Part of the changes in the institution of the marriage. Oh.
So I was asking, in levirate society, there is no compensatory mechanism, right?
There is no
compensatory mechanism in levirate.
I think maybe if woman has to go, then maybe there may be, I don't know how it works.
Oh.
Okay, so that's about. And then this about preferential marriages. In fact, different kinds of marriages also are seen. Usually, marriage is defined as man, woman, with rights and obligations. But in some societies, there is a difference. First of all, here let us look at. Okay, let us maybe first we'll discuss matrilineal. So take this question: is usually matrilocal. Matrilineal is matrilocal. Matrilocality refers to husband staying on wife's side. So two sisters say something like this. Okay. And they marry. Sisters are living together. One sister marries. And when sister marries, this man comes to stay here. Like this. Is matrilineal. Okay. That is, women staying together, sisters staying together, and their husbands coming to stay with them. What is the link between matrilocality and matrilineality? Matrilocality refers to where they stay, that is residence. Matrilineality refers to how they trace their descent. So this is a kind of a woman's group. This is a woman's group. Woman's group is descent. Whose group? For example, this boy will say, I belong to my mother's mothers, like this. This girl will say, my mother's mothers. This is called lineality. Lineality is about tracing membership. Locality is about where they stay. So now tell me, what happens to woman's power in a group like this compared to man? Compared to patrilineal. In a patrilineal, you know, brothers stay at one place and women come. Okay, so this is matrilineal and this is patrilineal. So tell me, between patrilineal and matrilineal, where is woman's power more?
It's more in matrilineal.
More in matrilineal. Can you tell me why is it so?
Because they are getting the property rights.
Okay, they are getting the property rights. That is true. Okay, next.
And the house is the woman's house.
House is theirs.
Husbands are coming to them.
Husbands are coming to them. Okay. So where this is based on, do you see, sisters bonding across the sisters, female consolidation. So males unrelated, females related. Females related, staying in the same home, and the property is theirs, which means they will have power. Whereas here, it is male consolidation, male property, unrelated females coming to this place. So definitely, women here are much more powerful. Women here are powerful. There is no doubt that women in matrilineal are more powerful than women in patrilineal. But the question is not that. The question is male authority absent in matrilineal society? That is to say, that what do males do in this society? That is the question. What happens in this society is that, remember, these are not only sisters, they have brothers. Okay. It is found in a matrilineal society, brothers becomes a very important person, maybe more important than husband. In matrilineal, brother plays an important role compared to husband. And uncle may become more important than father. Either they are more important or equally important. At least there is more significance to their role. There is more significance to their role. So uncles becoming more important or equally important than father, brothers becoming important or equally important than husband. You may ask, how can this brother control become important when he is going to his wife's house after the marriage? Isn't it? It is found that in matrilineal society, men do go out, but they don't go out very far off. Which means men marry women who are close to their own homes. This is called local endogamy. Local endogamy. Local endogamy. That is, matrilineal societies are usually locally endogamous. Endogamy means marrying within. Exogamy means marrying out. These are two words. Exo, out. Endo, within. Exogamy refers to marrying out. Endogamy refers to marrying within. So matrilineal societies are locally endogamous. Endogamous in the context of location. That is space-wise endogamous. So that is to say, men go out, but they don't go out very far off, so that they stay with the wives in the wife's house, but they have control over their sister's house and sister's children. So which means in a matrilineal society, male authority is not absent. It is simply uncle's authority as opposed to father's, brother's authority as opposed to husband's. But these are all males only. So in fact, in some societies, the property may be going through woman only, but brothers control. Brothers control. So in that way, matrilineal societies are in a kind of a split. A woman has brother as well as husband, two important people. A boy has uncle as well as father, two important people. Whereas in patrilineal society, there is no such confusion. In patrilineal societies are very, very clear. And woman leaves for her husband's house, and then her husband's house has complete control over the woman. Okay, her husband controls. Her in-laws control. Her in-laws become more important than her parents. Her husband becomes much, much more important than her brother. Okay, so patrilineal and patriarchal societies have clarity in terms of authority, whereas matrilineal societies do not have this clarity. So there is a problem in terms of matrilineal societies. There is a confusion. But the question is male authority absent? Definitely not. Matrilineal is not matriarchy. Okay. So that is about matrilineal society. Now, have any questions? Let me stop for a while and then. Haram, any questions?
No, sir.
Vishal. Vishal, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Please, Sunil.
So, in what type of societies do we have matriarchy? Till now, we have seen that everywhere it is patriarchy. What type of societies do we have matriarchy?
Matriarchy. There is nothing like that. Matriarchy is only a hypothetical concept. There is no society where women have power over men. There is matrilineal. People confuse between matrilineal with matriarchy. Okay, there is matrilineal where women have more power compared to patrilineal. Otherwise, there is no matriarchy as such. Okay, you can follow those two lectures, gender 1 and gender 2, where we discussed why patriarchy is universal and matriarchy is hypothetical. It's just that some history books use the word matriarchy carelessly. There are goddesses, female goddesses, and then property transmission across the line, across females, and so it is matriarchy. No, there are no matriarchies. Nobody found a matriarchy anywhere. People found matrilineal, and in matrilineal, woman's power is more compared to patrilineal. But even within matrilineal, it is not that woman's power is more compared to men. Political institutions are held by men. For example, Kasi is a matrilineal society. They have a chief, but chiefhood is held only by man. It is like that. Political posts held by man. So there is no matriarchy, but you can ask matrilineal and under what kind of systems give rise to matrilineal? That is a different question. What kind of systems give rise to matrilineal? Okay. Systems that give rise to matrilineal, it depends upon the economy. Horticulture. Some horticultural societies where woman's role is more. See, basically, when woman's contribution to primary subsistence is more, and they may tend to stay at their own homes. When they tend to stay at their own homes, then they may want their husbands to come to them. So, under certain systems of economy, matrilineal will develop. It is like that. Okay. In some horticultural societies are associated with matrilineal. Okay, but we will discuss in detail what is called descent and descent rule. There are many questions on that. So we'll do that tomorrow. But otherwise, man-woman power is an important variable which is shaped by certain economic and political factors. But the variation is only in terms of degree of patriarchy. There is nothing like matriarchy. That variation is conditioned on certain economic, technological, and political factors. Okay. Next. So you can follow those two lectures, gender one, gender two. Anything else?
Sir, in matrilineal, what kind of powers does the man execute when compared to
What
others?
kind of powers? It's simply in terms of many kinds of decision making. Where should boy study, or where should whom he should marry, how the property should be managed, what kind of ceremony should be conducted. Property is basically in woman's name, but practically handled by men. It's like that. Women often stay at home and little of going out. Men hold important positions. It is just like that only. Okay. So it is just that woman's power, woman's role is more. Take for example Kerala society. Most of Kerala society is matrilineal, which we know that women have more power, but we cannot say a woman in Kerala have more power than men. It is like that. Women in Kerala have more power than women in other places, like Andhra Pradesh. It is like that. So matrilineal contributes to, there is no doubt about empowerment of women. There is no doubt about it. Okay. But that doesn't question male authority itself. Okay. So that's how it is. So is it clear? Vishal, any questions?
No, sir.
Ram?
Yes, sir.
So any suggestions regarding how things should be improved or anything? First, technical suggestions. It is good you are able to use Padlet, that is one.